There was this one dog who sat at the same bus stop every single day. Morning, evening, it didn't matter if it was pouring rain or blazing hot. He sat in the exact same spot, watching every bus that came and went. At first, people thought he must belong to someone nearby, but the days turned into weeks and nobody ever came for him. Eventually, people started asking around, and that is when they learned the heartbreaking truth. His owner had passed away. The bus stop had been their daily routine. They would walk there together, and the man would take the bus to work while the dog waited patiently until he came back. Even after his owner was gone, the dog's loyalty never wavered. One woman noticed him more than anyone else. Every morning, she would see him sitting perfectly still but with the sadness in his eyes. One day, instead of just walking by, she sat down on the bench with him. The dog didn't move, didn't growl, he just gave his heavy sigh like he had been waiting for someone to notice him. Day after day, she came back, bringing food and talking softly to him. Slowly, he began to trust her. After nearly a month, he finally followed her home, and that's where his story started over. Now, instead of waiting at the bus stop for someone who would never come, he waits by the door every evening for her to walk in. He found someone new to give his loyalty to, and someone who was willing to love him back just as fiercely. There is something that always breaks my heart about older dogs in shelters. They sit quietly in their kennels while younger puppies bark and wag and draw all the attention. One golden retriever, he was 12 years old, was dropped off because his family said he was too old. Too old for what? That's the question the shelter workers kept asking. But day after day, people walked right past him. His fur was gray around the muzzle, and he didn't have that bouncy puppy energy. He just sat there waiting. Then one couple came in looking for a puppy. They walked up and down the rows, but none of the barking, bouncing dogs felt right. When they passed the senior retriever, he didn't bark or jump. He just slowly stood and leaned his whole body against the glass, as if to say, "Please just notice me." That single moment stopped them in their tracks. They adopted him the same day, and the next 2 years, they gave him the kind of life every dog deserves. He went to the park, rolled in the grass, and finally got to sleep on a couch instead of a kennel floor. On his 13th birthday, they even threw him a party with hats and treats. It was the first time he had ever celebrated something so simple. He may not have had much time left, but in those 2 years, he finally knew what it meant to be a part of a family that truly loved him. And honestly, that's worth everything.